We can purposely like insert
some laugh tracks.
Or laugh tracks.
Yeah. I'll down with some laugh tracks. No problem.
Some applause.
Slap face, you know?
Not Larry David.
That's the B-roll right there. Alright. Well, anyway, we should
start.
Start it officially.
Let's do it.
Alright. Welcome to Unmastered. I'm Emma.
And I'm Gohar.
And we are uncut and on the record with your favorite bands. So today, we're with one of my favorite bands. I'm super stoked you guys are here. When we first started this podcast back in
July
of last year, I was like, wow, my dream would be to interview these guys, aka these guys are Finished Ticket.
What's that?
Dream's done.
So I'm actually really excited you guys are here. So excited. So nervous. I've never been nervous doing an interview before.
Oh, if you're nervous, when in doubt, I'll say something stupid and just bail you right out.
So perfect.
We're good, man.
We're always kind of nervous too, but mostly just are we going to make idiots of ourselves? So.
I mean, I'm always making an idiot of myself, but it's
cool. This is a safe space.
We'll have it on record.
Safe space, the tuck shop, after hours.
Oh, yeah.
Creaky, but not.
No, it's really safe. All these children's tuxedo outfits around us.
Children's tuxedo.
We call them boys' tuxedos.
Okay, yeah.
Lots of mannequins. Maybe one will start walking towards us.
That would be creepy.
But
my coworker has this fear that he's gonna trip over something and the conveyor's gonna go off and the iron's gonna fall on his head and then the sewing machine is gonna go off.
I'll be pretty freaked out. And I would also try to ride it. Does it go in circles? Could I ride it? Is that it's like a little roller coaster?
This one? Yes.
Oh, just that one.
Yes.
That'd be pretty small.
I mean, it's a pretty long conveyor. It goes all the way to the back.
That's pretty.
I have something to try out when I have my own tech shop in 20 years.
Is that the goal?
That's the goal after today.
It is technically a dying business. I don't recommend it.
You could call it, as we were discussing earlier, tunes and tuxedos, and maybe have a live band play. And then you could dress the live band in the tuxedo.
That's it. There we go.
Business plan.
I could dress like all the doo-wop people. I don't know what kind of music creates an opera the mafia Vegas people, I will dress them.
Is it in Vegas?
I don't know how it works.
So off to a great start.
I'm all legal. I don't do anything. I don't know how mafia is.
Yeah, right.
We'll just leave that there. Well, that was the next question.
Okay. You mean first question?
Yeah, first question. We answered
any question. So, wow, it's going to take a long time to get here.
Right.
Why don't you go ahead and tell the people, what are your names? What do you play? If you were a crayon, what color would you be and why?
Oh, wow.
And then what's in your trunk right now?
Should I start?
Go ahead.
All right. My name is Gabe.
Hi, Gabe.
Hi. I play drums. I thought I could rhyme that somehow, but no, I couldn't. Okay. Yeah, I was ready, but okay. What color crayon I would be? White.
Wait.
You would not.
But why?
I was trying to get it out and it wasn't working.
You just tandem that.
White crayon? Well, because first off, it's different, but it's just bland, which is how I consider myself. You're not bland,
I
but
see
I'm different.
you as like a nice golden yellow or something, you just kind of brighten things up.
Oh,
here's the thing about the white crayon. If you're using white paper and you use the white crayon, nothing shows up.
Yeah. Or you just white things out and make them better. So
I think it's used to diffuse colors, but
That's a weird.
all right, guys. I didn't think that through that much, but you know what?
if people take this out of context,
Yeah.
You are
Okay, I'll go with the gold one that Alex said.
What
The gold crayon. Yeah, burnt yellow.
Sunset orange.
You don't want the crayon colors. I'm sorry. Anyway, and what is in my trunk? I have nothing in my trunk. I keep it open so my car doesn't get broken into. So no junk in my trunk, so to speak. I have a clear, empty trunk.
how do you see out your rear view mirror if you're trunk is always open.
Okay, well, it's not always. It's more of a metaphorical open. Also, I have, like, what are those cars called where it's, you know.
Hatchback?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Boom. Really?
We should ask that.
No, I went car shopping last year. I know things.
Nice, you know what's up. See, that's my answer. So now try to top that one, buddy.
I'm just gonna do what they asked me instead of ranting for 20 minutes.
We love rants. It's all good.
He's the Kanye figure of speech.
I am the genius. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Brendan. I sing, and I have really stinky basketball sneakers in my
You know, what colored crayon? You didn't order. You didn't answer the question.
I forgot.
correctly.
Okay, I'd be a forest green crayon.
Oh, both.
Do you steal
We
your
have the
color?
same favorite
Yeah.
color. It's kind of a battle.
That's my favorite
Goes on a
green.
lot.
When you have green eyes, like all three of us do, I would have answered green also, because green is the best color. But you know what?
You have
Are
bluish
your
eyes
eyes
right now.
green? Wait, now I'm staring at everyone's eyes. Wait. Okay, yours.
Because me and Emma have blue eyes.
Oh,
So.
dude, read the colored eyes. That sounded racist.
You're not good.
let me not talk anymore.
What's going on with you tonight, man?
Just we'll cut that. We're good.
You came today to strictly embarrass yourself.
Off to a hot start. This one is great, dude.
All right.
You're literally closest to the air, so if you need to scoot back and air yourself out, you can.
Take off some layers.
Nah.
Face hat.
Nah.
I know. It's
My vibe, bro.
fun, dude. Keep it A.
Answer your question, A.
All right.
Know some Canadians.
Nice, dude. Yes.
Maybe it's an alternate.
Wait.
If they play in Montreal.
You have, but he said he had stinky basketball.
Yeah. Maybe let's talk about that.
Did you play basketball recently?
Nope.
Yeah.
I keep some in there. It's for the smell. It's like a new car smell. It's got sticky basketball. Okay, I'm sorry. Just
You're
no
gonna
word.
make this take 5 hours.
Okay, go, Brendan.
It's fine.
Gabe, do you want an episode just for yourself?
Yeah.
I know I'm really glad you sat and
Yeah.
just
I'll
Gabe.
just destroy these guys. So just,
He'll join the podcast.
Let's be our
Have this
third
on six.
co-host.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I played like pickup with a bunch of random people, pretty much all musicians, because everyone's like not working normal jobs and can
Yep.
just show up whenever.
There you go.
So yeah,
Just rolls out of bed.
What
Hey,
a
guys,
lifestyle.
Let's
Yeah.
go play some b-ball.
and I made the mistake of leaving them in my trunk, and then my whole car smells terrible right now. So it's a minivan.
Oh.
Wait, is this? It's not. Is this like your
This is
personal
my-
car or
It's
is it?
not the band.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
We
okay.
did not do a minivan onto it. That'd be amazing. We did. We took this one back in the day.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
did you really?
First
On
tour.
our first tour ever.
Yeah.
Is it like mom's minivan or is it?
Yeah, like when I first left home, like I think my parents got it, and they're like, "Well, when you guys start doing stuff, you can use it." And we actually did.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then my car, the one I actually loved, like died.
Aw.
And now I'm stuck with a minivan.
Yeah.
At least you have a functioning car.
That's all that matters, really.
Mhm.
Except for parking in LA, really sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Take the metro everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't tried. I've heard it's actually doable.
You haven't? I
It's pretty
take the
great.
gold line. I literally take the gold line to the Rocket. Like that's about it.
Nice.
But I live all the way in Chino Hills, so I have to drive to like, APU, like the Zusa one. But then I just
yeah.
get off at like Little
Zusa.
Tokyo. Yeah, you know what's up.
Yeah, one time I had to like have people when I first moved to LA, like before I joined the band, I'd try to sign some kind of like anti-fracking thing. I got paid for it as my first job here, and I went to the Pacific and got people to sign there. And then
Wow.
I found out that no one checked, so I just looked in the phone book and wrote down a bunch of people's names, and then went to see movies. It was a very
Oh
short-lived job.
my
I'm
god.
not usually sketched like that. I'm not usually sketched like that.
Wait.
Yeah, it was also a combo of finding out they just wanted me to get signatures to stop the other side from getting signatures. So I'm like, you don't need a number for any reason. You're just trying to deter other people from signing the other side, the other
Oh wow.
crackers.
I
There's
think
some internal politics going
Yeah.
on
I think
here.
my favorite part about that was he said he looked through the phone book, and I'm like, when
Oh,
was
yeah.
the last time I physically
Yeah,
saw
no,
a
I
phone
did. I
book?
got the phone book. I wrote down real names. I could have made up the names. Could have made up everything. I should have done that.
I feel like the phone book one's really funny though.
Keep that one. That's the story we'll keep.
It's like alphabetical names going on.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah.
Just like
all this-
raging, just like there. But anyway.
So yeah,
you gotta try it. You gotta try the
um,
Patron.
I will.
It's good. It's fun.
I think
Okay.
I'm lucky with the metro because it's like right down the street.
Alex is like, I just want to tell everyone I want to be first.
Chuck the blue crayon.
God damn it.
Go for it, man.
No, he's getting so ready.
He keeps leaning towards the mic.
No, it's cool.
Let's hear it, dude.
Mike, you know.
What's your name? What do
My
you play?
name's Alex. I play guitar.
He sings backup vocals.
I mean, well, are we gonna go down the line of shit? Like, Brennan did more than just sing. All right. I sing backup vocals. And yeah, I guess some shade of blue, maybe ocean blue.
Well, that's a broad color.
You don't hate on the
Okay, I'm
color,
sorry.
man.
Sorry. Please finish.
Fucking white.
Yeah.
Remember. Dude, you're racist now. You get the racist
White.
award. Alright, please continue about your trunk. I'm very curious.
In my trunk, I've got a Bernie for president thing from 2016.
Whoa.
Still in there. We had it like in the back.
We're still going strong.
We're still going. And I have a blanket that I can use to. It's like one side is like.
It was like fuzzy, and the other side
One
is...
side's fuzzy and one side's like, you know,
Plasticky.
outdoor compatible. You know, exactly.
I
So,
got one of those.
Yeah. It's 2 words.
Oh,
Because
shooting
there's
out.
big ones. Yeah.
It's like I'm smart, I promise.
That's what I got. That's the trunk.
Well,
And so that was the whole. We are on one right now. One question.
Question 1.
yeah,
Next question.
let's go.
That's so funny.
Oh, God.
Yeah, good
Start
serious
here.
answer now. Okay, you guys, I'll be the,
That's cool.
you know, the,
I want to see. I'm curious to see. I want to see.
well, it'll be serious,
And then,
serious,
yeah,
less serious,
that's true.
'cause that's just how it goes. I find most answers.
That's
Make
good.
myself perform.
Why does it sound like...
Shortle.
Like, why does it sound like a Pokemon?
Let me
It does sound like a book.
Yeah, but you know, you sound like turtle. You know, that one. Okay. Okay, next.
Next question.
The goal is to make one serious answer.
You know, we
Well,
also
there
have
will be-
questions. What are you guys?
Oh yeah. What do you want to do?
Oh, we're just kind of enjoying...
We're just rolling.
We're just chilling.
We kind of like to let people see how people are at the beginning,
Oh, God.
because then it's like... Sometimes it's like, okay, how hard are we going to have to, like, pull on teeth to get
Yeah.
questions answered? But, I mean...
Oh, no, you can just ask away.
just-
You can take
I don't even think we have to talk about music with you guys.
Don't just be like Pablo 2.0.
Lifestyle. How about lifestyle?
Oh my
the lifestyle brand.
Oh my god, okay.
Put your phone on silent there, champ. We're recording a podcast. You want to hear a doodle in the background? They're all going to be checking their phones.
Oh, that's true.
Brandon rarely puts his phone on silence. This is a big moment for me to shame him in public.
Good eye.
I got lots of vibrations down here, buddy. Okay.
Why does it say down here?
Technically, my phone is.
I don't think I've ever had a conversation with you ever. Like, I know these two. I've talked to them very briefly at like
Oh,
shows before.
Oh. That's what most conversations would be.
It just like came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Completely unexpected.
San Pellegrino's got me lit. This day.
You truly are a wild card.
Oh my god. Alright, well,
Anyway.
I met these fools back in 2014 at Make Music Pasadena.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I was used to that festival.
Is it done? Did it leave?
I think it's
stopped. I think it only went on. At least I knew about it for 3 years,
Mhm.
and the last year like I couldn't go, and that was like the last one that they had like done. But it used to be this festival for everyone who didn't know, where they like shut down like was it like Colorado like
Street.
Old Town, like just like tons and tons of bands would play, and like a lot of them were like smaller bands and everything. And I remember like looking it up, and I was like, ooh, let's see if I like anyone. Like, is this worth my time? And I remember
It always is.
it's always worth my time. I remember looking up, I found you guys, and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta see you. I think you guys were on at like noon or something. Like,
yeah.
one of,
Early one.
like the earliest one of the day, and I was like, Mom, we gotta get there. And there was so much traffic. I think I literally caught the last like 45 seconds of your last song. And I was just like, no. But I just, ever since then, I was like a huge fan. So that was like
Awesome.
5 years ago, I think.
Wow.
So Yeah. Oh my gosh, so much has changed since then.
Yeah.
But it's a fun little festival. I wish it was still around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I actually remember that.
Yeah. It's like
They were definitely over budget. That's why they stopped doing it.
Really? I mean, they have to close down Colorado Street.
Oh, yeah.
You know, at least the mafia passed.
back to the mafia. The mafia.
Come with their Suburbans and just like throw soccer balls at you. I don't know. That's all I got. That's my joke for today.
That's the only one.
The only joke for today.
Sorry, I meant that.
For that question. For that segment.
Please, seriously.
No, that show was like actually. I remember it was a big deal for you
Yeah,
because
because I went to Pasadena City College.
Yeah.
Did you really?
I went there for a year after high school, chasing my dreams of going to City College in Pasadena. It wasn't a dream, just my friend was like, "Yo, we can do this." And I was like, okay. So I did it, and I did not like it, so I moved back to the Bay Area, and then met these lovely guys.
Yeah, it was like it was a bad year for Gabe mentally, right? Is that what you
Wow,
call it,
dude.
you know?
Throwing this out in the open.
Dude,
Talk about
it's cool because there's the whole like.
All right, you call it bad year.
Come on,
bad year. I call it level 15 prestige in Black Ops. Call of Duty.
All right,
Because I spent a lot of time
did nothing else.
playing video games instead of making friends.
Yeah.
Learned a valuable lesson that year.
So bad year.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Teach their own.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Anyway,
And then boom, we get to go and play this festival
it's true.
in front of all your people you used to go to college with, and I'm telling your story. This is not
I
cool.
didn't have any friends, but it was
Right.
good. I got to really post on Instagram, and it was that was what it was
It's
all
really
about.
for the gram.
I did it for the
Dave
gram.
did it for the
So there you go. That is the background on that show.
Well,
I used to work right next to this Korean bakery called Papa Rich. It's one letter of Papa Roach, dude.
I have my bread in toothpick.
Nice, dude. Yes.
All right.
Yep. All right. That's the festival story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna not talk about that
good
era.
lord.
Can we talk about Alex's worst year, please? Every year.
Oh my god. Jeez. Okay. Goodness gracious.
Anyway, yeah, it was cool. I'm glad to meet a fan. You know?
Great. Awesome. Love it. Alright.
Hang on, let me tell you guys how long I've been a fan.
Yes.
Cool.
Not very long. Maybe
Not
3
even
months.
more.
Maybe not even a full 3 months.
Not even a full three minutes. What?
No, okay, it's really funny because a lot of times Gohar finds like the artist that she wants to interview for the podcast, and like I said from day one, I was like, I want to interview.
Yeah,
Like, really stoked.
I had a list of 30 artists. She had finished picking on the top.
Where is that list? I wonder if we can find it.
It's on my other laptop.
It's still there.
Nice.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Dream come true is what we're trying to say here.
I don't know where we went with this. I got so thrown off by like
I'm
bad
sorry.
years and like, no, don't talk about it. Yes, talk about it. And I'm
Why I
like,
should just,
all right, well, you guys make music. That's why we're here.
We do.
technically.
Yeah.
Technically speaking. So as of right now, you guys have your Tears You Apart album from 2013, as well as the When Night Becomes Day EP in 2015. So I guess for the people who don't know you, how did those albums and EPs get their birth? How did you start making music?
Oh man, I'll let you two handle that one.
Okay, so we started like in high school when we met.
Alex, 'cause this is a podcast.
we didn't meet in high school.
I'm sure our listeners can recognize your voices at this point.
I feel like you talked a lot.
Okay,
That's why
let me
they know
just-
your voice. Also,
There's a conveyor belt.
Yeah, let me just go play with the tuxedos for a little bit. Anyway,
So we was basically just everyone in the original lineup.
shitting on me now?
Yeah.
What would you do without me? You'd be a really bad tempoed band.
Wow.
Okay.
Cool.
maybe they'd actually need like answer
Just like a-
questions.
yeah,
too.
probably. Okay. Hit it. Let's see what we
Yeah.
Brendan and I met, actually, I guess playing soccer when we were
Yeah.
10 years old. 10 years old. Yeah.
Just in the year of
In
10.
10th year.
And on 10 of life.
But then reconnected like in high school because we're both in Sonic band. And later jazz.
Playing that high school band.
I played saxophone
Ooh, can you still play
a
saxophone?
little. I brought them down with me. Yeah, they're here now.
Ooh.
Yeah. yeah.
I suggest everyone.
No, you're right.
They are.
You have to have a saxophone breakdown in one of your songs.
We've been talking about
Oh.
years.
Well, stop contemplating.
Yeah.
Here's the extra opinion needed, so do it.
Here's your sign. Do it.
Do it.
It's on you, man.
We will do it in the live show, I'm sure.
That would be dope.
That's the place to do it.
Yeah.
You gotta whip out the saxophone.
Oh yeah. That would be so cool. You know how crazy everyone would go. They just lose their shit, like literally. It's
Oh yeah.
But so you were saxophone.
Yes.
I play trumpet.
Nice.
Less sexy.
A little bit. Okay.
More squealy.
But yeah, so we met doing, like, we reconnected doing that. And we, at the time, also, like, had two separate bands.
Mhm.
I had one, like, going into high school. I think yours formed in early high school.
Yeah.
And we kind of, at some point, like, those were kind of, like, my band was fizzling out a little bit. I don't know if yours really was at the time.
Totally. Yeah.
But we had kind of talked about, like, between mutual friends in the different bands, we were like, what if we got, like, some of us together and just, like, tried something because we feel like we'd be a good fit.
Mhm.
And one day after school, like, we just met at Alex's house and, like, set up in his attic. And I showed them a song I had just worked on that day, basically.
Mhm.
And it just, like, came together crazy fast, and it felt way better than anything we'd ever done. We were like, okay, this is, like, the group.
This is the group. This is the one that feels right.
And then we just rolled with it ever since. And we started, like, trying to, before that, all we'd ever been doing were, like, talent shows or, like, little whatever, anything we could find like that.
Mhm.
And then when we started this band, we were like, we're going to be serious. We're going to go and try to go play, like, actual venues, get on bigger bills, anything like that.
Mhm.
We even had, like, a little whiteboard where we would, like, our goal was to play, like, bottom of the hill, like, this venue in San Francisco.
Have you guys played there yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. So many times now.
God,
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah, but that was, like, our first goal, play bottom of the hill.
That was like our final.
Our final goal.
Yeah.
But,
That
like,
was, like, the first big
That's
deal.
amazing to have, like,
Yeah.
that must have been, like, such a cool feeling actually getting to play it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Like,
Because we used to go see so many local bands in San Francisco. And back when we were in high school, like, that scene was amazing. I mean, they were, like, really awesome bands that were actually doing really well coming out of there. And super inspirational, and we just wanted to be like them. And we saw them all play Ball on the Hill and a few other venues like that. And so we were like, how do we make this happen? And that was, like, our drive. And then we kind of got there and we started playing those shows. And that was a great goal to reach. But then we realized, like, no one's taking us seriously because we're, like, 15 or 16. And they're all, like, mid-20s. And, like, when we walk in carrying all our shit, like, everyone's like...
Yeah, our moms would drop us off.
Yeah.
Literally, you're the high school haircuts also.
Well, yes, we did. Like, the Bieber
New age
shit.
haircut,
Yeah.
the new
Cool guy.
Yeah.
Just put the ball in there and just leave the rest.
Exactly.
No, but for real, like, Justin Bieber stuff, the flip in the front, kind of. And we all had, like,
Don't
that
break your neck.
kind of...
I know, I'm trying, dude. I'd be like Brendan. I'm Brendan.
But then, our moms would be, like, dropping us off and everything. It was just, like, embarrassing, kind of. But, supportive parents, that's always great.
Support parents.
But, like, we quickly realized that, like, okay, well, we got here, but, like, that's not even close to, we have to be really good live. Like, we have to be better than people would ever expect, because they're never going to take us seriously otherwise. So at that point, like, we worked our asses off, and our live show just became, like,
Your
the most
live
important
show
thing.
is pretty insane, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Because I feel like all of you, like, just your energy is insane. Like, especially yours, because
thank you.
you're, like, out there in the front of it a little bit, and, like, I have, like, videos of, like, Bring the Rain that are just, like, so, like, you literally, like, leave it all on the stage.
You
Just,
have
like,
to. Like, and that's what I mean. Like, we learned that early on. We were like, that's what we had to do just to get people to, like, give us a chance.
Yeah.
And, like, I think, not a lot of bands, like, I guess, like, I don't know. We couldn't get, like, the attention we wanted, like, in our hometown in Alameda, like, from our high school and stuff like that.
Sorry, that was my one.
No, but, like, we really couldn't. Like,
Yeah.
No, this one Alameda.
like, we would sometimes do shows there and get people out, but it took a while. And, like, so what really happened was we would go into San Francisco and we would, like, on shows there. And that's what we wanted to do because we saw other bands doing it really well. So we basically, in order to do that, though, it was like we didn't have, like, the luxury of just being a high school band when your friends come out and just, like, have a blast no matter what.
Yeah.
It was like you're playing in front of real people that pay money to come see you and, like actually expect to hear good music.
Yeah.
And so that was, like, just a huge deal, and it really carried over. And, like, now that's, like, our biggest love. It's music, it's the live show, and especially that
gosh.
feeling to this day, going out and like we love headlining, we love touring, doing our own show, but like I think I'll never love anything as much as going in front of someone else's crowd. Like that's just my favorite.
Honestly,
Yeah.
No, for real. Like as someone who goes to a lot of shows, it's like when you see an opener, it's really hit or miss. And like I like to go to shows early because it's like support the people who are like just support the music, you know. And like I've had some where it's just like oof, like this isn't my thing. But then I've had others where it's like it blows me away. And like I feel like you guys are definitely like that band.
That's what we try to be.
Thank you.
Yeah. And, you know, like even if like I've seen bands too where like maybe they're not my cup of tea like on recording, but like their live shows it makes me still want to go give them a chance. When it's like when you see openers, half the time you're not even going to go check them out like anyway. Like so I at least want to get people to be like, wow, that band was amazing live, and then they decide for themselves later if the songs are really for them. Like, it's just like you want that live experience to just like be really first draw.
And you guys like do it so like well. Like I think even. So after like little hiatus, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But like your first show back, like when you guys did the Moroccan, it was just like, oh my god, I've missed this. Like missed you guys, but like missed this feeling. And like I don't know if it's just because you hadn't played in so long, but like, oh my gosh, the energy in that room, at least like on my end of things, was just like, oh my god. Like I think you would like sweat through your shirt, like. You were all happy. Like, everyone just looked like they were having the time of their life. And in turn, we were all having the time of our life.
Yeah, we totally were.
We felt all of that. Like, the night before or whatever in San Francisco. I like cried on accident. I didn't mean to. I was like, I'm not going to do this.
Oopsies. I literally, when you guys announced the Rickshaw show, I was like, I'm going. I was like, I'm going to go. Like, I was like, because I didn't know that there would be a Moroccan. So I literally was just going to plan a trip to go to San Francisco because I was like, I'm not missing this. Like, then you guys did Moroccan and I didn't have to travel. But
you did miss Brendan crying. But,
I still don't know.
It's not a pretty sight.
It was not like a
single tear or was it like a sob?
It was like talking. It was like, I was talking to the crowd. We were about to play a song that meant a lot, a new one, and it's like talking. It has to do with like the past few years and stuff. And like I just choked up a bit. It's hard not to. It's one of those moments where it just happens.
Well, also we've been off for like years, and it's felt like when you're not like when you're used to like doing stuff in front of a crowd or in front of people, you're used to seeing like I don't know, just getting. And I don't know. Things that are, like,
it sounds like conceited or something, but it's really like it is like you see like every like it's a weird thing to be doing it every night for like so many years. Like you're touring constantly. You're playing for the crowds. You're seeing. What you're doing, impacting people, and you're talking about the show and stuff like that. And it's just a great feeling.
Yep.
And it's also just kind of like a live show and touring. So it feels kind of like a drug that high.
Yeah.
Without that for like almost 3 years.
You start to feel like an unpolished turd.
Yeah.
And further into playing shows, polished becomes. So you get to the diamonds on the inside. I don't know where that one was going. But you get what I'm saying.
That's great.
For those of you who don't know, so you guys were the FTFT Finish Ticket Fall Tour 2016.
Yeah.
Shout out to that one. I have a sticker of it.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, I think it's that one.
Yeah.
Fall Tour. And I just turned off my laptop. You guys were playing constantly, and then you kind of dropped off the ICU for a little bit,
we did.
which is totally okay. No, but just
we had time to acquaint ourselves with other bands in the meantime.
Yeah,
perfect.
It's but you guys did. You went from playing like constant shows, like coming off the success of like Color as a song too. Like that one, like I think it was on. I used to have Sirius XM. I think it was on all stations constantly and like all of that. So I guess like going from like that non-stop to like nothing for a bit had to have definitely been very like different lifestyle, very quickly.
Exactly.
Was it kind of like, well, here, I want to play at least a song before we start talking about other stuff, because we always forget to play the songs, and then we're like, oh, we're an hour in and we played nothing. So I get, what song do you guys want to play? Do you want to play?
You choose. You choose.
I have to choose?
Yeah. I don't know.
Don't worry.
I don't do well.
So you can't pick a
I can't choose,
excited.
that's for sure.
Because we're going to do the new one, like, as the second one.
Nice.
So, like, we got to pick an old one.
Dude, whatever one you're feeling.
Well, I feel like if I pick color, that makes me really basic.
No, that's totally cool.
But then, like, Bring the Rain's really good, but, like, it's really great live.
Yeah, that one's kind of hard.
Yeah, if you're listening.
If you're listening, we'll do color. Because that was the one that was, like, super, super duper successful at the time.
So successful.
Like,
no, I know.
Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, totally, yeah. That's
So,
the biggest
I guess,
song
why don't you tell the people who listen to this how color became a song, what it means to you?
Well,
It's a hot one.
Color?
Okay, I'm just gonna sit this one out. Brendan,
Yeah.
you got it,
Well,
buddy.
color's different than most of the songs we've written, and that's why you elicited this response. So
Should we just...
no.
Yeah.
Okay, Brendan.
No, yeah.
Okay, cool. Brendan
Do
will
you
give
want us to play it first and then tell the people?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Just do whatever you want, Brendan.
Maybe play it first.
Yeah, play it
Yeah.
first.
Okay, we'll play it first and then we'll get the background. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Color by Finished Ticket. just heard Color by Finish the Day. Go ahead. You were gonna talk about kind of how the song came to be and what it means to you.
Yeah. So Color was an interesting one. It was really different for us. I guess like the short version of a long story is basically that it wasn't a song we ever like intended to write.
Really?
And like usually how it works is like I'll have an idea, a song idea, I'll bring it to these guys and we'll like just kind of finish it from there, and then make either a demo or just a live version and get in the studio and do it. And we had kind of our label had set up like some what we thought was a recording session with someone, and we walked in ready to do like 3 different songs, and we quickly found out it was like a co-writing session.
Oh.
And so also like the way we write, it's not like we all sit down in a room and just go from scratch. Like that's not how it really works for us.
And also we were never really privy or experienced with co-writing sessions, which is kind of a thing that a lot of people do, and that's all good. But it's not something we were really even open to at the time, which is why they didn't tell us.
Oh, interesting.
But so it was kind of a situation where like this guy's like, hey, yeah, so let's write a song together. We're like, whoa, I thought we were gonna record our songs. Like, oh no, we're gonna write one.
It was a bit of a weird thing to just kind of be thrown into. I'm personally like I'm not a huge fan of just writing with random people. Like I love collaboration. I think collaboration is amazing, and that's one of the best things about music. But it's just like when you don't have a connection,
level of like comfortability.
Yeah. And I'm like the kind of songwriter that like I won't show anyone anything until I feel like I'm ready to, or if I'm not, I feel like you guys have seen it where I'm like,
ready, you're just like, okay, don't judge this because I'm singing acoustic and my voice isn't perfect and it's not going to be
basically, honestly,
right. But just imagine that
and then it's
dynamic where we don't even know this person and they're expecting like the label side of it is like, all right, well these guys need a single, so like you need to write them that.
No pressure.
It's just a lot of different elements.
Basically, it turned into like we were like, okay, well we're in this situation, and it was kind of weird, but I was like, well, I could tell you some ideas, I guess, and so I showed a couple, and one of them was like the beginning of Color. It's like the first melody you hear, and I guess like it kind of went from there, and it was like crazy. So we kind of all built it up together a bit, like which is like not usually not like from scratch. We started with that. We had like a bed of music, and like I just remember like kind of starting with that, and then we went home. Like I remember going home the next like that night and being like, okay, I need to figure this out. And so like I tried to come back with like as much as possible, just because it was such a weird situation. And then basically like day 2 of this whole thing was like pretty much for the rest of it was kind of like figured out. And we pretty much like I kind of gotten like the first melody and the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus melody was the first thing that really like I remember going back home and just being like, what the fuck? and just trying to play through what we had kind of figured out. Like we had like a little bit of a bit of music figured out that first day. So I was like, I remember going home. We were staying with someone in like Koreatown or something down here, and I just
shout out Tim Chin.
Yeah. And, I remember like grabbing like an acoustic and just like frantically being like, I need to have ideas because I don't like coming up with them like with someone right there. So I'm like,
got it. So you needed to do it in your own.
And I was like struggling, but then I remember like landing on like the what the hell do I know kind of thing, and like that kind of really stuck. And I was like, okay, that's actually really I like that part a lot. So then the next day I came back with like that basically, and then like. I don't really remember like how the chorus was like based off another idea that I had just like pulled out. Like I was like
I think I have this thing maybe.
Yeah, and so that kind of stuck. I remember we changed it a bit, and then like the verse was like kind of a bit of a battle. The thing about Color was like a few of them like these ideas were like things I kind of had been sitting on, and then the other one, that pre-chorus, I remember just like writing that night, but then. As far as lyrics go and like the verse melodies and stuff, I feel like I really, really didn't connect with the person that we were working with, and we just really didn't see eye to eye. And it was like the only time ever where I just like it was just like the whole last like day and a half, just like back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. He'd like suggest lyrics, and I'd be like.
You're like, I don't know about that.
And I remember I had to like I'd leave the room and just like go like sit with these guys and. Like we would kind of hang out a little bit.
It was pretty bleak, like a couple days, honestly.
Yeah, and
so did the song turn out the way you wanted it to?
Well, like I remember like
That's just laughing, so that might be to know.
Well,
we have different answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like the whole time like I like collaborating. I'm gonna make the best of this. It's not an ideal situation because like I would love to write if I'm gonna co-write. I love writing with someone I really gel with.
Yep.
So that was really hard, but I was like determined to walk out with something that I could be proud of.
Okay.
And so at the end of the day, as far as like especially with lyrics and everything, there were a few that like that we kind of had agreed on, but otherwise a lot of it was either like I really had to fight to like change them like from like the initial like I would agree on something just to kind of move on, and then I'd come back and be like, okay, but now we need to change this. And so a lot of it was that, and like until now, like looking back, like I actually like a lot of the lyrics. Like I like the message of it.
Vampire lyrics. You know?
There were like some
some vampiric themes going on where I'm like, none of us are vampires, dude. Like, man, sorry.
He was like just throwing out a lot of weird ones, and it took a lot of like massaging and just like kind of talking him through a bunch and being like, I think these are good lyrics. So basically by the end of it, and I remember I scrapped a bunch after, and we were recording in London. I rewrote most of them.
Recording in London?
Oh wow!
But no, like it was
wasn't as dope as it sounded. Anyway, sorry,
like,
Brendan.
stop, let me talk.
Jeez, you had like 5 minutes of just you, man.
You had like 12.
Okay, that's true. Yeah. Okay, go. More please.
Oh wow, you're a dick.
Sometimes I say like in this shit,
Yeah,
like
it's all right.
fine.
You're cool. I got it. Sorry, go.
Okay, so how about
But I mean, okay, so I personally feel like I got it to a point where I actually liked a lot of it. I felt like it was, I don't know, and like seeing people react to it in a certain way.
That's what I was saying, because I was literally over here hyping up, saying like, "Oh, your most." Is there a little bit of like, you guys feel slightly disconnected from that song compared to some of your older ones, like the ones from Tears You Apart, or like even I'm sure the new ones, especially.
Yeah,
kind of.
I think there's a little bit of at first, definitely.
Okay.
And then later seeing the way it connected with people, and like I mean, I worked really hard to make it a message and like and the lyrics something that I felt like I could live with, you know, and, like so I'm really happy that people really connect with it. And like, you know, like I personally felt like I used to like to be a lot more abstract while writing lyrics, and that's kind of one of the disconnects we had. He really wanted me to be like, he was like encouraging me to be very straightforward.
Yeah,
but
almost like stuff. What is like your older stuff? Like from the beginning, is a little more abstract. Like
I guess
really great.
Like the main thing is that's how I used to be. Like I'd really like want to do like be more poetic and very like abstract. You can take it how you want it. Yeah, exactly. Like, kind of weird, but I think, but then he really wanted he pushed me to be very surface level. And so like I had to like work hard to like meet in the middle, and like it landed on something that was a lot more maybe accessible, and a little more straight to the point, but I still felt like it had enough of a nice, like if you read it on paper, you're not gonna be like, these are shit lyrics, you know?
Yeah.
And so like that was actually, out of all of it, like that was a nice lesson. Okay. I learned something more about like, you know, just getting to the point faster maybe. And like some people do like that more, and there is something nice about that. And I'm not always going to do that, but it's just, I walked away from it like feeling like I had learned something new that was very valuable in songwriting, you know, and now I can always kind of pick and choose. I still am going to do some that are way more like naughty.
More little abstract, of course.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah.
No comment on it.
No,
I mean, you can.
Said a lot. No, I think it really started to mean more to me, and I think us as a band when we saw like our fans and people actually really connect to the song.
Yeah. It's one of those like posts.
Yeah, because I think it does have a really good message, and even though it was kind of like it was probably one of the harder songs for us to write, at least at that point, you know, because it wasn't natural to us. It was a really kind of a forced dynamic.
Interesting.
And then through other kind of politics stuff, it like was kind of forced to be our single, you know, which we, you know, is probably the best choice. But
in the end, it worked out.
Yeah, it did work out. But just like through that process, we didn't really want to have something that we didn't feel was totally us represent us to a bunch of like new listeners for the first time. So that's kind of a hard thing to get over. But I like the song. I like playing it live. I think it's always really fun, and it's always a cool moment in the live set. And
then with that, like, what songs do you guys feel like? Is there a live song that you guys play that maybe that's like one of your older ones that you feel more connected to then?
Oh yeah,
totally.
I mean, a ton of them.
Catchy. I mean, all the songs. I mean, I feel like we all feel really connected to like all of them, especially when we're playing it. I think with this one, the only difference, there's so much like politics other things involved apart from the music.
Non-musical
That was our first experience of like really getting that, which just made it feel weird, you know. But as soon as we got to play together, we're just
we definitely still worked, like, post that writing session, we worked on the song a lot, and like kind of made it to a point where we all felt really comfortable with it, like to put our name on it, you know. So it wasn't like we hate it and now it's out, you know. Like, we still worked on it a long time and felt good about it.
At what point do you think that if you guys didn't like it, would you have still been forced to put it out?
Yes.
Yeah. But also within the process of this, like, want to jump to, we like took the song to London. We recorded like an EP in London that ended up not meeting our standards of what we thought it would sound like and everything like that. So we redid the EP in the Bay Area without our label's like knowledge.
Really?
Yeah, we literally got,
and then just sent them it. We're like, look, here it is, and they're just like, wow, this sounds great. What happened? You remix it? We're like, no, we recorded it all, dude. Like,
oh my god. I mean, good for you.
Yeah. That's kind of what it is. Where you're like, you get to the point sometimes where you're like, oh fuck, like, how are we gonna make this work? How is this gonna happen? You just have to.
Is my assumption that you're no longer with those same people?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, dude, let's fucking...
Yes.
Is that part of why you guys were gone for a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, can I hit a little bit of this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just to why we were gone?
Yeah, I basically wanted to ask. Yeah, like I didn't want that to be the focus of it because I'm sure, because I remember even the night of the Moroccan, like, people were making so many jokes. I think it might have been you, Brendan. It was a little bit like, if I hear one more fucking joke, I'm gonna lose it. So I didn't want to make that the focus of it. You were gone for a while, and like life happens. So I was just a little more curious about what you learned and what you gained from those years as a group, as musicians,
and
but
also
as
you know, spill the tea. So
well, just a light bit. I'll spill a little bit of tea. So right when we got off the 2016 tour, we were planning on going to record a full album. So we agreement with our label. So we got a little studio in Alameda, and we started recording songs, like a bunch of songs, ourselves, DIY style.
That's the best style.
And sending to our label because our dude's like, just send me music, whatever shape it's in. I'll love the song.
Voice memos, and
acoustic, whatever it is.
They always tell you that.
I always say that. So we send him songs, and it would be this thing where we send him a song, and we spent like 2 weeks, like, they're gonna love it. It's great. We send it to him. Crickets for 2 weeks, and we're just like, maybe he's on vacation. Maybe he didn't hear it. Nothing, and then like, oh, it's pretty good, almost there. Okay, so then we record another song. We send it to him. We have to wait another 3 weeks. So this became 9 months. Us just trying to get a react. This is even before we got into the studio to record the actual album.
Yeah, this is just like, we weren't even trying to like really demo. We were just trying to do like, we're gonna give you just something that shows you a little bit of what the songs are, and and then we'll take them, pick the ones you like, and we'll get into the real record. Because like we didn't want to like spend too much of like this creative energy or anything. Like you want to save that for the real studio.
Yeah.
And instead, they just like they literally like couldn't hear the difference. They like it's like
literally got ghosted.
At times, very much so. You know?
Well, it took basically, we had to then realize, like, all right, what they want to hear is like a really professionally recorded version of this exact same shit. So
take it in and actually hear the song.
Yeah, because they're getting, on their end of it, they're getting submissions from a million different like writers and producers of like the hi-fi produced version of the song that they might like include on the album.
Yeah.
And even though they told us, show whatever you got, like, we don't care what state it's in, we just want to hear the songs, our like shitty voice memos / like us manning our own Pro Tools rig for the first time version of like a song we think is a jam is not going to pop in their speakers nearly as much as like some professional grade shit. So it literally took us like being like, okay, these 6 songs like are fucking great, like we think they're awesome, like we'll just bring them to a friend of ours who's the actual producer, and we just spend more money on that to then just like show them
and that
these
puts
songs.
us like how many months? Like
so that was
that's
like
over a year.
May or June.
Wow.
That was over a year from the end of tour. We had finally proven to them, like, the same songs we showed you 6 months ago, we just literally re-recorded them and spent our money.
And they're like, oh, these are sick. Have we heard these songs before?
Oh my god, that had to have been so.
That's the worst. She's like, Alex, I don't think I've heard this one. I'm like, I sent this to you.
Yeah. And it's all because they would literally tell us, like, just send us a voice memo, send us any version, we'll hear a good song. It's like, no, you can't really.
You can't. You obviously can't.
And so Yeah, and like now it's a year later, and like we've sat on these songs, we've run out of all our ideas.
We recorded them multiple times.
Yeah, it's like
are these songs the ones that are currently going to see the light of day?
some of them,
Yeah.
But so basically that's like a whole first year why we're going, right? Because at this point we thought we'd be back out with music.
Yeah.
And we're just getting started on this record, really. And at this point we probably had like 30 something, almost 40 songs, and we were just
Whoa.
and then we had just cleared like just 6 to go in and start recording. And then we in the next few months we had met with producers and we found the one we were going to go in with, which basically there was also another thing with the label was basically they were just like they only ever wanted people that were like up and coming and like the newest, like could be a new name or had just worked on the hottest things. Either one of those.
Yeah, so they didn't want us to work with this guy that we really fucking wanted to work with and had a great vision and he met with us multiple times. Incredible producer, produced some of our favorite records of all time, and they're like, no, definitely not him. What about this guy?
Yeah,
and like, definitely not that guy.
Did you end up getting to work with the guy you wanted to?
No.
Oh,
But we worked. But
in the future, for sure. We sent him a nice email and he responded nicely. So we're cordial.
Yeah, but who we ended up
Oh,
working
nice.
with initially, was also a great guy, and he was like not in the conversation initially, but it did feel like we were kind of forced into like the classic thing with them is like we were just forced into like picking from a few people instead of like having the chance to like meet with all the people we love and then choosing someone we thought like amazing about.
That's so unfortunate because I feel like what you guys unfortunately had to experience is a lot of what people, at least my age, or like a lot of us who are trying to go into the industry, are thinking like, I don't ever want to do that.
That's
definitely.
And that's the negative side of labels, like because there are some really amazing positive things that happen.
Oh, totally.
Of course. Yeah.
It's so unfortunate when someone has to go through all that negative bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
It's just
and
funny.
it obviously varies on just the people and
Yeah,
the
it's
situation
totally-
you're in. You know, like for us, our label is in New York, and our A&R guy had a lot of other really big bands.
He's the
and
president.
He became the president of the label while he was our A&R guy. So we got all these bigger
So
things
you
to worry
kind
about.
of got lost in the shuffle.
So we got lost in the shuffle, you know, and it's like, and that's the kind of thing that can happen.
Especially on a huge major label like that. It's kind of a deal.
We know like artists that like love their situation with their labels, and then we know others that have had the exact same kind of shit happen. So it's just you never really know. But it's funny because when we were younger, it's like you just think, oh, that will never happen to me, and then like every cliche happens.
It had to have been like a huge learning experience.
Oh, yeah.
For yourself, you know, and just figuring out like, okay, don't like this. Like, how can I?
It was important to have that and just kind of be like, what are we making music for? Like, why are we here? What's the point? What's our purpose? You know, which is it kind of realigned us. You know, okay, you got it.
Well, like that was a little later, right? I feel like
sorry, I skipped another year.
we want to talk about why. Like we. So here we are. Like we're finally getting into this record. We're working with someone who wasn't our top choice necessarily because like we weren't sure if like we really were on the same page with our vision and everything.
And that's so important. I feel like especially with creative things, like especially music, like you have to see eye to eye to understand. Like if everyone can at least see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's gonna be a really awesome, cool light. Like if that makes any sense, like, you know. And so it's always if you're not working with the right people, it's just gonna be hard.
And we lost sight of like the end. Like we're just like, where are we?
We're in a void somewhere.
We got lost in the
ether.
No, that's really what it felt like. And like, you know, we were initially kind of like when we got in, there was a second wave of like excitement, like we were really starting the record, but then quickly it turned into like, okay, like it's I don't know, it just wasn't clicking. And on top of that, like we didn't have like that real initial rush of creativity to kind of carry through like those moments when it wasn't clicking. Like I feel like that can really get you far.
Yeah, there was kind of a lot falling apart all at once.
Yeah.
It was like 2 weeks that we had to record.
Yeah.
12 songs, you know.
Yeah.
With also no pre-production time, you know, whatever. There's a lot of other shit, but kind of a lot happening all at once. Where like our producer realized that he bit off like a lot more than he could chew, and we realized timing wise, really. He was kind of new to the producer role. He's usually like an engineer, but he's a good. Not his fault. This is all like kind of huge
it's
like
a lot of moving parts that have to move in the wrong direction for that to happen.
Yeah. And at this point, like, we're just so frustrated from like not going anywhere for so long that like our own communication within the band was like so like stifled, and just we were just
there
not
was
in
like
a good place mentally.
there was so much to play. It's like I mean, at this point, like I think a lot of us are kind of like getting depressed and like there's like
of course. Like you guys love touring so much,
exactly,
and your live shows showed that, and to not be able to do that and be stuck for no reason of your own. Like you had,
especially with the label telling us it's an album time, no shows until the album's
so
done. And we're just
little
like,
control.
I do both,
but also not. So to just kind of be through this like steamroll of like having to do something for us. It didn't feel like it was even real to us when we got there to do it. It was kind of like a recipe for not success.
It was just kind of.
Should I put that with the last close statements? Then it didn't really work out too much. We weren't really stoked. We were like, we were not proud of these. We tried to salvage, try to fix it.
I mean, nobody was really proud of it. Even the label was like,
I don't know what
we were all like,
So how did you
So then through us trying to fix it, and the label just kind of be like, well, whatever. We separated with the label.
Yeah, we kind of we did it a whole nother time. We went back and re-recorded the whole album again. Further removed from like the initial spark of creativity.
Oh boy!
Even more in our heads, like trying to save
support from the label.
All the money was like spent.
How were you able to separate from the label? Was it a mutual decision?
Well, it was.
Did you have to breach a contract?
Yeah, we had to.
They basically dropped us.
But it was the kind of thing where they were like, pretty much there'll be a song we'll be releasing in the future, and they're like, we like this other version of it. We're like, we don't like that version. We like this new version we're going for, and they're just weren't saying eye to eye.
It was just
bad songs.
It was
they were
the end.
obsessed with
We were
bad
like,
songs.
this is not working.
So after we separated with them, they pretty much were like, oh, we'll make it quick and easy for you. And then like 6 months later,
we just don't want you to have to do this anymore. Just put out music that you like. We're tired of holding you back. Like, okay, cool. Like, let's bounce.
It was like, okay, we're seeing eye to eye now. We get it. Like,
and then they fucking opened up with the songs. And they're like, oh, yeah, if you want your songs back, we're going to have to get all this money from you and all this stuff you have to give us to pay us back.
Excuse me?
You guys messed up by not making the songs perfect. And that's not my fault at all. I have no responsibility.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So that went on for like almost a year of us being like going back and forth in negotiation. Like, we want the songs. They're like, well, if you take the song, you're going to have to give us a bunch of money.
Actually, if you hear it straight up Kermit impression,
pretty good.
Flawless.
We'll
get to that.
I don't want to give the label the Kermit voice. They get like Kermit's cramming.
But yeah,
so that did happen. We went through a bunch of shit.
Legal battle.
So I guess then, how did you? Now that you're done with that and you're going through all that shit, where was the recentering and the rediscovering of the creativity?
So this is where you're kind of getting it, right?
Yeah.
Like, everything kind of turned around.
We got it now.
We were all just like, okay, like a lot needs to change.
Yeah, of course.
So like, I guess like I personally like, I feel like even just throughout all of this, like as a songwriter, like I couldn't even, I felt like I was just checked out. And I was like, that's bad. Like I can't be like in the couch just like, I'm seeing if other people can salvage this. Like I needed my initial ideas, and I'm just like losing sight of everything. And I was like, I just needed to change. So I like just moved to LA.
Oh wow!
I was like,
change.
I just need to figure something out, I guess. And like instantly, just like a change of scene. That's what I wanted. It just like, I mean, there's a lot more.
It's like,
there's so much else.
No, seriously, there's something said about a fresh start. Like, I mean, we're switching spots. I'm moving up to San Francisco because I feel like I need a little bit of a break from LA for now because I've been here my whole life.
But I guess I'm leaving stuff out, which I guess if we're doing this for people to listen and get like the full picture of everything.
We're all going through a lot of personal shit as well.
Oh, of course.
Throughout all this.
Yeah, and I guess
family members.
Watching
my dog died on Christmas.
We got some pet things, some grandparent things,
I feel like that's
relationship.
So like literally as the album's like, as we're like trying to try this album for like a whole second time through.
Yeah.
At the end of it, when it's still not happening and all that shit, that's like when I had been in a relationship for 10 years since early high school.
He's 27 now.
Yeah.
So that's a long time.
And that was a year ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was like half of the goal.
That was
his
actually
entire
like
goal.
2 years and a half ago. Almost
That's
2
a
years.
lot of formative years.
Yeah, that basically fell apart as this was falling apart.
Oh, man,
And
I'm
I was like, no, it's fine now. But like back then, I was like, what the fuck? Like I had nothing to grab onto. I felt like the most lost I'd
literally
ever
just
felt.
falling
Yeah.
in this void.
So I guess you would say that was your worst year.
Yeah, by far. Worst year.
All of our
Yeah,
All of
all of
it.
it. Yeah.
I mean, I guess those 2-3 years.
Yeah.
I had crazy times in my childhood. I'll give those.
Okay.
Yeah, you go.
Definitely mine.
Fingers gone.
I lost a finger.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you want to see a thumper? It's because I really am missing half. Yeah, I got half a stump, dude. Sorry to interrupt you. Really offensive.
We're gonna go back to half
Yeah,
the
Yeah, we'll hit Kermit and half a stump later.
How you drunk?
We're gonna hit this later. Literally. Hey, that's the joke.
Great.
That's great.
Or like another guy who does the drumming. I'm just the.
He's the
I'm the face of the band.
There's actually a set of honors.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, let's
Anyway.
Yeah. So I guess that was like the turning point, I think, for
Okay.
all of us, like the end of that whole
Yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
And, you know, I felt like, so like, I mean, the other things happened too, like we parted with our
Oh, of
manager
course.
of
No,
like many
there's-
years, like
Oh,
all kind of
wow.
like, because we just like needed everything to change. Like
Yeah.
it felt like, for me personally, like at least that like relationship ending, like the band, just like everything we've been working on for like 2 years, just like falling apart. Like it was like cut ties with our manager, all the shit, and the label. It just felt like everything was just like it had to be a fresh start, or it was just gonna fall. So that's why I was like, I'm just moving to LA, and like
Good for you.
with all intentions of still like working on everything with the band. But I
Yeah.
was like, I need to get out of here.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
Definitely.
thank
it's,
you.
it's like that same thing where it's like obviously more drastic than that. Like
Yeah.
you know, you're like, I need to change haircut immediately.
Yeah,
You know, like,
yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, I went through so much shit here. Energy's not good.
Yeah.
I need to go
Yeah.
change of pace, fresh start,
Yeah,
Totally.
see who I am outside of all of this.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, and that's what like I think we all needed, and like.
You all live in LA.
Now we all
That
do.
was your-
Yeah.
yeah.
Gabe moved soon after. Like,
I did. My
Yeah.
girlfriend got a job, so I didn't have the cool story of I needed to change. It was like, yo, I got a way better job. And I was like, okay, I'll come to LA.
Yeah.
with you. So that's my story. I'm a pretty chill guy. Anyway, Alex's story.
We're still in Brenda's
Oh,
job.
sorry.
No.
I need to move for another few months.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's fine.
I feel like, but what happened was like throughout everything, all the like even the years leading up to all this, like I feel like the label like kind of had just like, I guess I used to be a very confident songwriter. I used to just like carry myself a certain way, at least in my mind, internally even like, and I think they just like beat it out of me slowly over the years, and
I will say, I feel like I did notice, like, not to be like,
Yeah.
no, like, I feel like I did notice, like, a slight change in, like, your demeanor a little bit, like, having known you before,
Yeah.
not, like, known you, but, like, having, like, interacted with you before, like, Fall Tour,
yeah,
2016 Fall Tour, Halloween show, like, that's
Yeah.
the show I was
Yeah.
at, and,
That's
like,
a great show.
yeah, freaking Ratatouille, man, here.
See, we almost canceled that tour because the label,
They
like
almost,
the day
yeah.
before we left for the tour, they're like, ticket sales aren't strong enough. You got to
Screw
cancel the whole
that.
tour. We were
And
like,
it ended up being
we
a
were
great
all like
tour.
crying. We were like, what are we gonna do?
It's just like seeing, I feel like seeing you guys, just like, oh yeah, but then like seeing you after the rocket, it was a little bit like, oh shit, we just did this, like a little
Yeah,
bit, you know, and, like
definitely,
even,
Totally.
Like,
Yeah,
oh, I
so-
can feel like I'm not an unpolished turd again. I brought it back.
Are you guys signed to
No.
another label?
Right
No,
now
we
we're
are.
doing the indie route.
do
We're
it.
seeing-
We
yeah.
control our own destiny now.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
music.
I feel like the indie route
Sometimes
in
it's
some
better
ways
that
is
way.
better,
Yeah.
and like you can work with who you want to work with.
Yeah.
and
And then someone
Pull
will
from
be
your
taking a cut
resources.
from what you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
creating.
Right.
Yeah.
And like if the right opportunity comes, like
yeah,
we're like, you know, we're not like closed off to everything, but like right now, just
you're
I guess,
getting back on your feet right now.
and the way everything is with social media and everything, it's like you kind of like can really run everything yourself. So
Oh yeah.
we're gonna see how that goes. But yeah, where were we though? I'm trying to.
Moved to LA.
Oh yeah. So the main thing is like right after moving, I felt like just like I got all that back. Like I felt like
Good.
I was writing songs again and not overthinking it. The thing is like when I'd start writing a song, I would just overthink everything. Came right back and I was writing songs. They were easy. And I just like pumped them out kind of, and it just felt like it used to. So yeah, I don't know. I think some of the new ones are like just.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a whole new level.
Did you guys do any sort of like trip or anything? Just like, I mean, I always do that. Like, I'm like, I need a trip.
Well, I mean,
not like a drug trip.
No.
That's all I
We
meant.
did a real thing, which is where we had no money.
Yeah.
Our parents ended up helping us pay for the recording. We're like, yo,
That didn't even come out.
Shout out to supportive parents.
it was a thing where like, okay, this month, whatever. Our old manager was like, yeah, I'll front the money for the recordings, and then he just like didn't pay the producer. So we were like, yeah, we love this producer. That's not cool. So we fired him. And we were like, mom and dad,
Not over to that.
But we got our parents to help us with that. And then after all the stuff failed, we had like no money. We had nothing going on. No way of really making money apart from like going and trying to find work. You know. So there was no time to take any trips really, or money to do it.
Right.
But moving was kind of,
Moving was
that.
good.
And that.
That was a
that
trip.
cleansing.
Yeah.
thing that was
Yeah, it felt similar.
So I guess now then.
Now we have new
coming
music.
out.
Yeah.
So you finally have it. And
Yes.
does it feels good,
Oh, yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Once it's out, it'll feel especially good.
Yeah.
We're getting to finally announce it yesterday.
You did what?
Yeah.
We got to announce.
Oh,
the
yes,
first
yes.
single.
You
Yes.
announced
No,
the
we
first
haven't released
single. No, I was like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Theme song. Theme song's the first one.
Yeah.
You played a couple of new ones
Yeah.
at the shows. Which ones did you play?
We played Dream Song, and we played 2 other songs that will be coming out.
Mhm.
Ceiling Won't Break and Black Horse.
Yeah.
And
Which one was
we
the
played
one?
Time Bomb also. Which
God, you played a lot. And
Yeah.
I just remember, like, I was so excited because I was a good friend of mine, and like she and I actually first met like really got acquainted with each other at the Halloween show.
Oh, sick.
So it was like now we're like really good friends and everything. So
Nice.
she and I went together, and I just remember like being so excited, just like oh my gosh, and then like new songs. I was like, you never know what a new song is gonna be with a band, especially when the band's been gone for a while. You never really know. I was just like, oh my gosh, it just keeps getting better and better.
Nice.
So-
dubstep, so no problem. Maybe it's my idea. DJ Gabe,
Techno waffle frisbee.
I think it was great for songwriting. So.
So, which is the one that has like a really powerful message behind it?
Oh, Ceiling Won't Break.
Ceiling Won't Break.
Yeah, that's one that's like specifically about like depression, just like the feeling of it, really.
Yeah.
We worked really hard on that one. That one saw so many different versions for many reasons.
Yeah, that was a hard one to do.
But like the main thing was like it never felt right, and we were trying to capture like more of like the real like feeling of depression, where it's like it feels okay sometimes, and then sometimes it really doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's like we wanted to capture that weird.
I think you guys did really well on that one.
Thank you.
It's just, I'm really excited for you guys to see like what you have now, because I feel like after going through all of that, like
Oh yeah.
now you know what you want and you know what
Material
feels
for
right.
days.
Yeah.
No, like you really do. It's not even just like material. It's
No,
like now
totally.
you know what it is that you
Yeah.
want out of this,
Yeah.
especially a lot of self-reflection.
Oh yeah.
And I
Oh,
feel like
totally.
in doing that, you can become more like in touch with yourself and like your creative side.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
like, I have no doubt in my mind that these songs are just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
many.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess throughout the process, like, up until we reached the fall tour, it was always like a period of, we're trying to get bigger, we're trying to do more. A lot of it was, you're not even really able to live in the moment because you're so focused on, like, trying to keep our momentum going. And, like, I don't know, I guess, like, as personally, I'm, like, super critical of what we do a lot of times. So, a lot of times throughout, even, like, looking back on it, I'm like, wow, we, like, toured Europe and, like, did multiple of our own tours. But even during those periods of time, I was so like focused on like, all right, fuck, we're doing all this wrong though. Like we got to make sure we're better.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like there was never really a time to like soak it in and enjoy like, how beautiful it was that we played to people who like our music and stuff. And throughout the years of like not doing that and just like remembering that fondly and wishing so hard you could just go back to that, kind of reached like a point where, right, if we ever get a chance to do this again, I'm just going to be nothing but grateful that, like, this is what we're able to do.
I think a
people
big
appreciate
thing,
that.
I think a big thing is to appreciate the moment while you're in it. I know that's so much, like, easier said than done. Like, I've had moments with, like, doing, like, my own things, and I'm just like, oh, shit, it's over, and I didn't even get to enjoy it. Like, I was just so caught up in my own stuff and, like, being so, like, over analyzing things, and I didn't realize how beautiful what this thing was I was participating in, like all of it. So I think my advice to you guys is when you hit the road again and when you do all that stuff, just take a minute and just really soak it in, like for real.
We're gonna do that.
That's exactly.
Maybe have a vlog.
Maybe
Vlog it up, dude. What's up, guys? Gabe's vlog.
What's up, guys and gals?
Kermit. There we go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, we're definitely planning on like really enjoying just the luxury of having a band and being able to like make music and have people like it. So coming back, that's already felt great.
I'm glad you guys decided to come back. Because I've heard, I could be very, very wrong, but like I remember there's a band I loved who I think was in a similar situation. I've heard through word of mouth, and then just never came back. And I was like, so magic.
Yeah,
our fans drew a lot of comparisons.
I'm guessing
like,
because we heard that all the time from people.
Literally, people would be like, "Don't oh my god!" I literally
that sucks.
First, like I've talked about them a couple times. Like they were, like for some reason, I just really latched onto this band. Like, and I loved Alex Kaplow as a human being. Like, one of my first artist interviews I ever did when I was in high school was them, and like it was at the Troubadour, and we literally just walked across into that like little middle area that they had in between the highway. Or just like I just interviewed them on the little recorder. Like I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and they just disappeared, and it was really awful, and it hurt a lot because I learned how to drive to their EP. That was the only thing I would play in the car because it was the only thing that I felt like comfortable driving to.
Oh wow!
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so they just disappeared. I really wanted to make sure they were okay. So I sent a DM to Alex. Didn't respond, but it said seen, so at least I know he's alive.
Yeah, he's technically alive.
He's technically alive, that's all I know. Because I remember one of the things I asked him was like, if you weren't doing music, what would you be doing? And I always wonder, like,
what is it?
He said he would be like a massage therapist with masseuse, that kind of situation. Cool. I was like, I wonder if you did that.
Maybe he did it, dude.
You know, I hope they're great. So I'm glad you didn't Magic Man us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like throughout all of it, like the one.
Is that a new verb in
I feel like it's a weird indie world, like a lot of like that alternative, like because they were on their way up a little bit, like
they were doing well.
They were doing really well, and they released this album that was so great, and then they just dropped off. Face of the earth.
But so I don't know. I think like throughout everything, like we got in the last tour we did, like I remember we got a ton of letters, and like I would like read that stuff during this time, and what people would say and all these things. It was just like I could never just abandon.
I have a picture that someone painted of my fat cat next to my bed still, and I always have it, so I'm paying attention. So I'm just like,
oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Wow.
I think we have here in our notes that you guys didn't tweet anything for a long while.
Oh yeah, they were off of everything.
We didn't do. I mean, it was nice.
You can't.
Yeah, we had nothing to talk about.
And
especially
if you're in like such a shitty place mentally, like last thing you want to do is go on social.
And anytime you really post, people are just like, "Where's new music?"
And you're like, I can't. I wish I could give it to you.
Not enough time, not enough characters available. Yeah.
People went crazy though as soon as you're like, "Hey, we're back."
Yeah.
I just remember going, "Mom." Literally, I'll show you this at the little break that we were taking. I have a picture of it. But we have in my house. We have my mom and I love music, so there's like a pool room, like a pool table. The entire wall is just covered with concert posters, and on our entryway to the left. A drum head, and it's you guys, the Griswolds.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like final.
Remember
it's the Troubadour show.
The Troubadour show that they Final Theater couldn't even make it to, but like they were signed. So like that's hanging on our wall. My mom's like, you have to show them. You have to show them. But like, so glad that you decided to come back and that you were able to come back because I mean, especially with like quote unquote smaller bands, like having like even funding and just being able to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm glad you guys.
We just kind of like wheeled ourselves back, you know. It's kind of like we have so many songs that we're sitting on, and we feel like we did something special. Like if not for ourselves, for a lot of people that we connected with, that it's kind of like can't go out like that.
This can't be our end.
You don't go out on the bottom.
Good.
So
didn't
you
give
die
up.
on the hills.
You went through all the shit and you still didn't give up, which is amazing.
That's the story of us. We just keep going. We've had transmissions blow. We've had flat tires.
You're like the freaking cockroaches. You can never get rid of them.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Great comparison.
I mean, honestly, if you talk to any like successful artists, like most of them would probably have that kind of story. Like,
sorry, no, you're right. I know. But cockroach is a good joke.
Okay. Let's. Why don't we play Dream Song?
Nice.
It's the one that's coming out. It's the first single.
Yeah.
So, what's the story on that one? And why did you choose that one to be the first one?
Dream Song. Dream Song was like, so during these couple of years that we talked about where everything was going wrong, Dream Song was
like your dream song.
Okay, so it was really the one song that came together so quickly and so easily.
Perfect.
It's called Dream Song. Well, because it does have, like the chorus.
Yeah.
It says, must be a bad dream. But the chorus lyrics were written after we started calling it Dream Song. I think.
I don't think.
Right?
No, bad dream is.
Okay.
Oh well, no, maybe we'll sound around the same time.
Yeah. We called it Dream Song because like when we first started jamming on it, I recorded a voice memo of it, and I'm like, oh, this is like, and kind of sultry. This would be Kanye's Dream Song.
Oh my god.
We like always put on.
This is like pre-MAGA Kanye.
Yeah.
So
This is like,
okay.
it wasn't like I mean, like he's a complicated person.
Yeah, but like early Kanye and like to mid Kanye especially, like we love that.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
That
is
record
like,
we always just put on when we're driving or anything.
Amazing.
And like it felt kind of in line, like just like the vibe of it, and like it had like these like dirty ass like keyboard horns and things, and like that's very like up his alley. And we were just like this. We were joking about how like Kanye's Dream Song.
Whatever. Yeah. It was like a stupid joke that we just voice memoed and we're like, yeah, dude, that song's dope. And then we just kind of kept referring it to that. And then, like, the lyrics came together and it kind of made sense still. So that's why it's called Dream Song. And
why is this the first one? Why did you choose this song to be the first?
Well, I guess there's a couple reasons. One, like, I think it's pretty banging. So,
we love a bop.
That's number one. So it feels cool to like come back with something that's like a statement song. Like it's kind of even a little bit of a departure from our sound. More than the rest of the new stuff that we're going to put out. A little bit. It kind of like pivots a little bit. And it's just not, like I said, it kind of came together really, really fast and felt good. And through those like whirlwind of a few years where everything was falling apart, like Dream Song was like the one thing where we're like, all right, we did it with this one. Like at least we did Dream Song right. Like maybe that means we can do other ones right. Like, make other songs. I don't know. It was cool to like know that like we didn't suck at writing songs. Like there was just other shit going on. Like, we got Dream Song. Maybe that means we can get Ceiling and Black Horse and more. So kind of putting it at first is also just feels like cathartic.
Everyone needs like cathartic moment.
Yeah.
Those are the best. Everyone needs them. All right. So why don't we listen to Dream Song 5 minutes ago?
Heard you talking about things I don't understand. Your words are like water out of a faucet running through my hands, and you told me lies just because you could get the reaction or satisfaction. Don't it feel so good? But you don't know bad, bad, bad until it's all around. You don't know mad, mad, mad until it's common ground. You don't know what to do. Tried to cause a scene and I sympathized every chance I could. Oh, your attraction is undivided. You misunderstood, but you don't know bad, bad, bad until it's all around. You don't know mad, mad, mad until it's common ground. You don't know what to do.
Dream Song by Finish Ticket. What was that one more time?
That was an air horn, like for exciting purposes.
Can you do the air horn in Kermit's voice? That's actually better than I was expecting.
I dabble.
So only answer as Kermit for the rest of the podcast. So Dream Song's your first single, so you have an album coming out soon, correct? Soon.
Should we? Well, first
drop it.
First,
soon?
we're doing an EP.
EP first.
So we're gonna do singles, EP, and then we'll get to the album.
How many songs on the EP do we know?
Not quite sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of like a situation where throughout the process of the years of the album kind of being a thing that we then had to scrap multiple times, we're like, all right, let's just like pick all the songs that we still like and we'll put those together. And I think our goal is to then like fill the EP out to an album because we have so many songs that we like.
And we had so much like. There's a lot that we still want to put on the album, but then I've been writing a bunch of new ones and showing these guys, and like a lot of them have just like kind of like really come to life. Really fast now that we feel great again.
Good.
And like we're like, okay, wait, these need to come out first because it gives like it's gonna be a nice balance of like kind of like the ones we salvaged out of all the wreckage, and then like the newer stuff that feels great.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I feel like that'll be a really good balance.
And then the album will be more of that kind of, but yeah.
So I know soon is your favorite time, but
soon. Let's say that
can I say like before the year's over?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Pretty much at this point, we don't have a label. We have no one that's saying
Yes
no
or no.
Yeah, exactly. So we can, I mean, obviously we have to do things the right way and put it out through the right process and stuff.
We
But
still
we
have
can,
like a team.
we still have a team. We can actually do stuff, like for real. So,
So once we start putting out music, like the Dream Song, we're just going to keep it.
Good.
Yeah.
Be like a one and
It
done.
won't be gone like that.
Oh goodness.
I don't think I could mentally take Brendan another 2 years of Brendan like that. Just coming
He's like,
to
I
my
don't think I
house,
can mentally take myself
coming
like
home,
that. What the
jugging
hell?
soy milk, just crying,
Soy milk.
showering in soy milk.
He was crying with the soy milk
Yeah,
in the
she was
shower.
crying and salting it up and making it some sea salt soy milk. So Brendan tears.
Wait, sea salt soy milk?
Don't worry, I went on a whole different.
Okay.
Let me just go back to Kirby.
Yeah, go back to Kermit. Okay.
Yeah, it was Kermit. So we have we have new music coming out. We've got shows coming eventually soon.
Yes, show's going to happen.
Which is amazing. We'll get to see all of the happiness that comes from it.
Yes.
So, quick thing. What?
Yes.
I'm laughing
No,
at
I was like, you're pointing at me. I'm about to get hit with the questions. That'd be sick.
I'm still talking with my. I'm processing things. Let me process. I'm tired. They're all mimicking my hands. Now
I was trying to calm down.
So,
Alt 105.3 in the Bay Area has been very, very supportive of you guys.
Yeah. Since we were in high school, they've always been really supportive.
So I just thought it'd be cool to just shout out to them.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just remember I follow them very, very closely now because I saw you guys on their station, and
cool.
Now that I'm moving up there, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be my station, so I want to kind of get the jump on that. But they premiered your song. Was it Dream Song?
Yeah.
I remember it was freaking midnight. I'm sitting there on my phone Mom, things are happening, and then I was just I think I tuned in maybe mid-song.
Yeah.
But I was just I'm just glad you guys were there and that they were playing it and that it was becoming real.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how was that? Having it
that was cool. I just wish the song came out right after. But
I know.
But we weren't ready to do that yet.
That's okay. That's totally okay.
But it was great. I mean, Aaron Axelson, who's now the program director, I believe, at Alt 105, he's been a supporter forever. And he has a sound check Sunday night locals show where he plays local bands.
That was he's the first person.
He used to.
I hit you guys up about that.
Yeah, he's the best, dude. He's so.
He's so nice, and we owe a lot to him. He kind of helped us through getting us some better shows in the Bay. For example, he recommended us to a different station as a local opener for their Ed Sheeran concert they're putting on in Golden Gate Park, which is huge for us.
I remember this. I'm wow, that was just so long ago.
Yeah, but that was our. For a long time, our biggest show ever.
Didn't you open for public reading?
Yeah.
Last year.
Was that last? Yeah.
That was like your random ass show.
Yeah.
That we were like, oh my god, they're playing a show.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they're live.
That was weird.
That's what we were doing too. We're like, no, we're playing.
But it came back, and especially that's what I mean. Like in front of someone else's crowd, we were like, let's do it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
But yeah, Aaron Axelson has been so kind to us, and the whole All 105.3 staff. Yeah, our great friend Morgan works there too, and she's chill for us. So we owe a lot to them. We even like the reason Brendan and I dropped out of college and decided to like do full-time band stuff was because we won their like local band competition to open up for their Not So Silent Night concert, which they do like every December, and we got to open for the Black Keys in Phoenix and Smashing Pumpkins and My Chem,
Whoa.
So it was like this insane night for us as like 19-year-olds to be playing in a stadium.
Yeah, and we were just like this.
Yeah, we're like, okay, we should do this. Like, college.
Yeah.
Like, let's do that.
We'd already been like trying to. It was just we were like, okay, well, we're trying too hard to do both. And I remember I was like, just like really.
I get it. I
was like
in the
mediocre
midst of
at
it,
both
and
as
I'm
well.
like struggling a little bit. I'm just like, oh my god, I know I need this, but also like, it's frustrating. A little bit, you're pulling in multiple directions. I feel like it's frustrating for you guys. Like,
yeah, we were totally half-assing both. Like, what do we care about? Music.
Full acid, full moon is.
Both cheeks on the music train.
There it is. So I guess with that, do you guys have any final things you would like to say to everyone?
Thank you for sticking around. Yeah, and thank you guys obviously for having us here.
Of course,
and we're
for
just so
being here.
happy to be able to continue to do what we love and do what I feel like is the best thing I could be doing for the world possibly is this. Or else I would just be
Kermit jokes.
some annoying guy. I'd be like a meme lord, but no followers, I'd be just for myself.
Oh my God.
So thank you for stopping me from becoming that.
Nice, yeah. Should we just end it then? I think just thank you to everyone listening, everyone like stuck with us throughout all this, and
that must have been really cool. Is knowing that even being gone, like you had all these people, who were just like supportive and just like waiting for you,
Oh my god,
kind of blew our minds. I think I talked about it in LA at that show. I was like, I had stress dreams where like we would do shows and like, and then like they both sold out, and I was like, oh my god. Oh, yeah. Like I felt so much relief.
Immediately bought a ticket because I was like, this is gonna sell out, and I don't want to miss it. Like,
oh yeah, thank you.
Yes, oh my gosh,
thank you.
Yeah, I was there.
She was there. She was in like the front row, and I was like in the. I'm like, how did this shit happen? I was trying to be front row, and I freaking with my friend, and the Uber took too long. I was like, whatever, it's fine.
Classic.
Top Gun killed it. That's why I was front row.
Toxicity cover.
I literally segue Top Gun. Great. Let's just segue into Top Gun real quick. They're great people. We've obviously interviewed them. I'd actually never seen them live other than their Top Bunk Halloween show that they did.
Bunkawee.
And they were great. So, so cool.
I like lived with them, and I had never seen them live until the May show because I'd always been out of town or something, and that was fucking mind blowing.
I remember when I pulled out, because this is the laptop sticker that I've had on my laptop for like a year, and they saw my little sticker, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm friends with those guys." I was like, "Are they good?" They're good, right? And so it's coming. I was like, "Okay, go on." So, but thank you guys so much for sitting down with us.
Where can we find you on the internet?
Yeah, where can we find you on the internet?
Website and just stick it into Google.
No, we got a .com. We pay for that shit.
We pay for our shit.
Fucking BS, dude. Whatever. Okay.
He's like, label shit? Nah. What?
.com. Yeah, bring it down to .com. We're also on Instagram.
Yeah, I'd say
Instagram, Twitter.
I'd say any of those, but like
Facebook, even though we hate
posting on Facebook.
Dude, we're not on
Facebook.
Facebook is good for events.
Yeah, that's it. Right?
They probably would listen to the podcast, right?
Yeah.
My mom and dad listen to
well, they're cool people. I'm talking like
the other old people
that aren't cool.
Whatever, guys.
No, we're just really bad at like updating Facebook.
That's okay.
So
what's the most active one? So we can
Instagram
and Twitter. Probably yes.
Not so much the website, I'm assuming.
No,
It's just there for logistics, man.
Yeah.
it's there for
Right.
like any.
For the man.
Okay.
So you can find
Yes.
them at Finish
Finish Ticket.
Ticket on all the
It's
platforms.
one N, just to be specific.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, they're not Finnish from Finland. What was that? What
There's
was that?
another Muppet character I'm going for. It's the Swedish guy. It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's fine. Whatever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for sitting down with
Thank
us.
you.
Of course.
I'm so excited for what's in store for you guys.
Our pleasure.
And with that, this has been Unmastered, and we'll chat with you soon.